What's up?
What's up? What's up?
So, today we want to talk about a strange movie actually. It's called Barbie.
In the Barbie world, life in plastic, it's fantastic.
And it exists. Well, we watched it, and we are in disbelief right now. Well,
What? No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
would you like to say something, Lore?
I
Nothing?
thought it was a light-hearted, family-friendly movie with absolutely no political connotation, no political undertones, just a funny, light movie, but no.
It was all a lie.
I had to sit through 90 minutes of gender studies class.
It was like a lecture, and
It was
for
a
God's
Boeing
sake,
lecture
yeah,
and an unfunny lecture.
yeah, we were spoon-fed political commentary about our society, and we regret it. I am astonished, and I don't want to do it again. Probably I will do it again because I don't know. I just want to understand if my position is biased, or maybe I've read something which wasn't there. I don't know. I'm pretty confused. I won't say days, but I'm pretty confused right now. Well, would you prefer to start with the pros or the cons?
Let's start with the pros.
You want to start with the
There
pros?
there aren't many of them, but
Yeah.
let's bite the bullet.
Okay. Your turn.
So the pros are Ryan Gosling.
Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken.
If I wasn't severely injured, I would beat you off right now, Ken.
And that the movie is technically well made, which is easy with a big budget movie, but that's it. This is the pros.
That doesn't seem fair.
Is that
Yes,
sure?
yes.
Well, you feel a bit underwhelmed. So, for me, I would say, well, the cinematography was pretty good. The sets, which were all practical, most of them were practical, amazed me. The acting was on point, especially Ryan Gosling.
But not a doctor.
Please,
Yeah.
can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
Can you give me a coffee?
Yeah.
And I need a cookie pen and a white coat
Yeah.
and a shirt.
No.
Gary,
Doctor, I'm gonna get security.
And the soundtrack was good, especially the musical parts.
I'm just Ken. Where I see love, she sees a friend.
I can
I'm
say,
just Kenny's favorite.
yeah,
I,
I can say the
Yes.
same thing about the songs, because some songs felt a bit out of place, especially Lizzo.
Good enough to dream. We like other colors, but pink just looks so good on us.
And well, I mean, that's it.
Disappointed!
we can move on to the beds.
The cons.
Yeah, the cons, which
This is going to be a bit long.
yeah, we are going to sound a bit bitter. We won't yell or do something like that, but we will try to convey what we think, which isn't good, but it's fair.
I will destroy it.
So, as usually, Lore, you can go on.
So the main con is you don't understand what the movie is trying to say exactly, because the movie starts with a matriarchal society in Barbie Land, which should be exactly the opposite of patriarchy, and that is, according to the movie, the real world. Okay, but there are several things that are not in place, because Barbie Land is the result of little girls playing with Barbie in the real world.
Well, then I was all like, no. And then you were like, you are. And then he was all like, no, but then you are. And then I was all like, I kind of am.
Okay. And the result of this is matriarchy. Is a world where Barbies do everything, they control everything, they have all the jobs, all the rights, while the Kens have nothing. They don't even have houses, they don't have jobs, they don't have voting power. They have nothing.
Sounds an awful lot like a dictatorship to me.
And that is the opposite of the real world, according to the movie. But the thing is, if Barbie Land is the result of real girls playing with Barbie, and real girls are brainwashed with patriarchy in the real world.
I know the power of patriarchy. I know what men can do when they're angry.
How can they conceive matriarchy? Barbie Land should, according to the logic of the movie itself, it should reflect the real world, but it's not like this. So the thing is, when Ken and Barbie, which is the stereotypical blonde bimbo.
The right answer is hungry.
Is what?
Hungry.
Hungry?
Like I'm hungry.
That's a country?
Which is bad for some reason, because if you are yourself, and that is Barbie, for some reason it's wrong. When Ken and Barbie go to the real world, they discover that men do have jobs, men do have rights, but at the dismay of Ken, you can't do whatever you want just because you're a man.
I'm a male, I'm a man, I'm a he. I don't get into that mentally ill stuff. Okay.
And that there are female doctors in the real world, so women are not excluded from all the jobs like Kens are in Barbie Land. So you can see a crack in the movie's narrative itself. It's almost as if Greta Gerwig doesn't even have self-awareness. She's just pitting things with no coherence, with no unifying idea, and you don't understand what she's trying to say. Also, the Mattel board in the movie, which is a self-satire by Mattel, which is like trying to say, hey, we don't even take ourselves seriously, so you can't criticize us anymore. The Mattel board in the movie is entirely made of men, which does not meet reality, because the 11 board members of Mattel in the real world, half of them are women. So the Mattel CEO in the movie says that there are almost no female CEOs in the real world, but it's contradicted by the Mattel board in the real world outside of a movie. So it's just not coherent.
You're a liar, a cheater, a sinner, and a homosexual.
And the ending, which I expected to be something like, hey, both matriarchy and patriarchy are wrong. Let's build a new society, something that is really balanced, like a real 50-50 society. But no, they don't. They just give some seed to Ken just to make them think that they have some power, but substantially nothing changes. Also, Ken,
the best
which
character,
is acted by Ryan Gosling, is the punching bag, is the Barbie's punching bag of all the movie, or throughout all the movie, and is punished for trying to change things.
I love democracy.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree strongly with Lorenzo about everything. I too felt first that the movie was maybe trying to do something a little bit more nuanced. I expected more depth from Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, who wrote the script too. The point is that, as Lorenzo stated, that politics are showed in our face. We are like, I don't know, they are trying to choke us with their ideals, their propaganda.
Therefore, propaganda is vastly more important in democratic societies.
And I find it extremely devious, almost evil, and so there is the fact that the movie doesn't try to change or to offer an alternative. The movie exposes us to a status quo and pretends like there isn't another solution when the cans offer one. In fact, Barbie Land can be a fascist kingdom.
Barbie, sometimes known as the Butcher of Lyon. Let the Jew revisionists talk about their death camps and so-called crimes against humanity. This museum is lovingly dedicated to the Klaus Barbie nobody knows.
The husband.
Horrible! Your worst is horrible!
You're horrible!
You're an irredeemable monster! What took you so long, idiot?
From some point of view, I think that maybe Gerwig didn't intend it to be like that, but the premise and the execution, didn't exude the right message, especially when the cans tried to change the constitution and bring in a democracy. In fact, they wanted to allow everyone to vote for for someone who would have been a representative of the people, and they were the Barbies negated them from that. There is also the fact that
yes, Ken ends up being cooler than all the rest of the characters, and you don't. And sometimes you may think that the movie tries to portray patriarchy as positive, because when Ken arrives in the real world, all he sees is men training in the gym, being good friends, doing barbecue, riding horses, and for some reason the movie tries to portray this as a bad thing. And when he goes back to Barbie Land and he does a coup, it's almost as if the Barbies, who should be strong, smart, empowered, do not oppose him. They do it happily. They give up happily their rights. You know, they do not oppose cats. They do not fight. They just say, "Hey, let's adopt patriarchy and live happily by serving cans."
Yeah.
So you may think, are you really trying to portray patriarchy as a bad thing? Because I'm not really sure if you are.
I'm confused. I'm confused right now, G.
Also, the Barbie were like brainwashed by cans somehow, which
and then brainwashed back by the Latino man, complaining and nagging about things like, "Hey, women are expected to be thin." But the problem is that most women expect other women to be thin. That most women have high expectations and talk back to other women. Okay, so what you're complaining about, it's not just always the man's fault.
As a heterosexual female, I think we could all agree that the number one reason we are not dating is men.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there is also the fact that Kens and Barbies they don't have any kind of moral compass, because they are either good Barbies or bad Kens. There is nothing in between. There is no gray. There is no. There isn't a moral dilemma.
Another thing that lacks coherence is you're portraying all men as stupid, weak, and bad people who cares about profit, like Matt Farrell, the Mattel CEO in the movie, or the Latino mom's new husband. You portray people as stupid, or like Alan, the only Ken who keeps supporting Barbie even after the Ken coup, the Mojo Dojo Casa house.
I'm just having some brewski beers at my Mojo Dojo Casa house. You can stay if you want, as my bride wife, or my long-term, low-commitment, distance girlfriend.
Kendom. So what you're trying to say is that a man, in order to agree with you, in order to be a male feminist, a male ally, has to be stupid. So you're not portraying Alan or the mom's husband as smart people and they're feminist, they support women because they're smart. No, just because they're men and you want young girls who are watching Barbie to hate men. No, you portray even men who support feminists as idiots.
Estoy muy orgulloso de ti.
Orgulloso.
Orgulloso de ti.
There you go.
So, I'm not sure if you're really trying to support feminism or if you're trying to, I don't know, to subvert it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
Yeah. There is no man which is allowed to be emasculated. It seems like if you're a man and you like manly things, you are a bad person.
You're a bad person.
Yeah, you are just allowed to be a weak...
You're a fascist.
Yeah.
You're a fascist, machist, toxic masculinity man.
Yeah.
You can't like riding horses. If you do, you're a bad person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but
I like
most men. I mean, I was talking about the audience, not. I mean, most men aren't even like that. I mean, the American man maybe is like that, but it's a stereotypical view of a man. I mean, it isn't even deep as a representation. If the movie wanted to be clever and sharp, it could have focused the plot around the different aspects of being a man and being a woman, and how being a man and being a woman can contribute to society. But instead, it seems like this movie is pitting men and women against each other just for the sake of, I don't know, feminism?
and the young woman break the glass ceiling and prove once and for all that a female can be just as good an athlete as a male?
I don't even know if it's feminism or I don't know, patriarchy, but it doesn't seem like patriarchy. It just seems like the movie is talking about a deeper issue about our society, which is the fact that they are trying to divide us by creating these narratives about integration, about not integration, about
identity politics.
Yeah, about identity. We are not allowed to be who we are because our politicians want to dictate our what to be, what to believe. This movie is nothing more than propaganda. We can compare it to the Triumph of the Will, which was made during the Nazist period, because
Triumph of the
yeah.
So basically, according to the movie, if you're a plumber, an average Joe trying to make ends meet with a subpar wage, you're privileged because you have a penis.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Okay, but if you're a woman, a rich woman, okay, a CEO, a successful rich woman, you're oppressed because you have a vagina. So the thing is, when I started watching the movie and I saw that it wasn't a light-hearted, funny movie, but it was a political movie about feminism, I hope that the end would be, hey, both matriarchy and patriarchy are wrong. We should work together. Both Barbie and Ken are wrong. We should work together. We should cooperate to build a better society. But I hoped the movie was a critique of both the patriarchy, the problem of women, which do exist. I'm not saying that women do not have problems, of course. They do have problems, just like men do. The thing is, just like all modern feminism, which is different from traditional feminism, which was a great thing. It brought equal rights for women, but modern feminism and the Barbie movie is the main propaganda spearhead of modern feminism, is that men and women cannot cooperate, that all men are bad and all women are good, which is something that no woman who fought in the last century for women's voting rights would say. They actually said both men and women are equal and they should cooperate to.
Barbie was able to make a profit just because it was released with Oppenheimer. The Barbenheimer trend existed just because Warner Bros. Wanted to art Nolan, because Nolan didn't want to work with them after after Tenet, because they wanted to release Tenet only in streaming, and he didn't care about it. He just wanted it in the theater. All of that existed just because Warner Bros. Was too childish about a situation with one of the best director. This movie seems more like a, I don't know how to feel about it, because however you look at it, you're going to see either something extremely weak or extremely ambiguous, because the target isn't clear, the ideology isn't clear, I didn't know. I don't know the purpose of this movie.
The purpose is to make more money.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
For as much money as possible. Because if the movie was clear and not ambiguous, it wouldn't be so much talked about. But instead it was very divisive for the critics, for the news outlets. You know, many people I know have very different ideas. You know, some people loved it, other people hated it. It's almost as if it was made to divide people and to make them talk more and more about the movie, so that more and more people wanted to watch it. Okay?
It actually reminds me.
It doesn't matter. They didn't care what they're trying to say about the message. They care about people talking about it. Just talk about it. It doesn't matter if the movie is actually bad or good. Just talk about it. Just argue. Just fight over it. That's what they wanted.
What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
So it's not a movie with an open ending like Donnie Darko, which you can interpret in many different ways. But when you watch it, you're actually aware. So the movie is clear that it's open-ended and you can interpret it in different ways. But in the case of Barbie, it's not clear. I didn't even understand after watching the movie if Barbie was actually a critic of both patriarchy and modern feminism, or if it actually embraced modern feminism.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
So, I don't know if the ending is open, and I don't even know if it was meant to be open. It's not clear. Everything is ambiguous about the ending. Also, the fact that Barbie wanted to be human, it's not clear why you're doing it. If it's like a Disney thing where you can be whatever you want, or if the intent is maybe to help people have more empathy for Barbie, so she becomes human, so she's just like you. But I don't understand why you're doing it. It does not contribute to the plot, to the message. So this movie was made to be as much divisive, as much ambiguous as possible, not to be clear.
I will send you to Jesus.
I think that the movie is even worse, It kind of reminds me of a passage in 1984 when there is a crowd which is doing an AIDS session. I don't know if you remember about it. There is also in the movie.
We hate minutes.
Yeah. And I feel like this movie is just meant to brainwash and
It's
divide.
like a humiliation ritual.
Yeah.
A humiliation, demoralization ritual for all the young boys, because I'm 24. I don't care if they tell me, "Hey, you're a bad person because you have XY chromosomes." I don't care. The thing is, a young boy who watches this thing, what may he think? Okay, maybe imagine a young boy and his young sister, and the sister maybe just even subconsciously starts thinking, "Hey, my brother is an idiot because he's a man." It's harmful content.
Yeah.
Okay, it's legalized hate speech.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, right now maybe I'm just spitballing, or this might be a, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the fact that cinema and entertainment is trying to convey these kind of messages, which are inherited from the politics, maybe are a sign that who is on top doesn't want us united.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
You know what? The thing is,
this is maybe a conspiracy, but I think that politically correct, racial inclusivity, all this fudging stuff is just made to divide us, and right now they don't want us to unite against a real threat, which is, I think, the fact that our governments, our economics don't care about the people.
No way.
Yes.
The fascism in this movie is not just fascism for the sake of fascism. It's the same thing we experience in our everyday life. You can be from the US, you can be from Europe, you can be from China or Africa, but this is our reality. We are in a despotic system based on, in my opinion, capitalism and a corrupted form of democracy. Racism, sexual integration, all the stuff is just meant for pitting the people, the normal people, one against each other, because we are not able to collaborate to get us out of the situation.
Exactly. There are studies that says that companies with more diversity are less likely to unionize.
Is that you cannot make fun of a person for something or some action that they have done that they regret. You can only make fun of things that they have control over. Like Oscar is gay.
In America. Yeah. So the more diversity you have in companies, so the less likely they are to unionize and ask for better rights, more benefit and better wages. Yeah. So the thing is, it's you hear all these movies nowadays with socially progressive messages, but they aren't made by indie directors. It's not small people making movies with political messages, but it's always big corporations, and very often they are public companies.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
So they have they're actually trading in like in New York, in London. They are financialized big companies which have strong economic interest. And it's concerning that companies with such an economic interest, such an economic power, which are influenced by financial institutions and wealthy people, why are they trying so hard to convey political messages? It's concerning, because if you watch cinema in like Western cinema, in 50s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, all of them do have political undertones. Okay, it's not like politics was never present in cinema. No, politics was always present in all type of arts. Okay, this is not the matter. The matter is, if you watch a movie like the first Superman, okay, there is a scene where Superman flies over the world with an American flag. It was during the Cold War. Or Top Gun, the first Top Gun. It's basically a movie that promotes the US Army, the US Navy, the US Air Force during the height of the Cold War. And also movies like
Rambo?
I don't know, any movie from the 50s, you see women with traditional gender roles. So you have traditional women that take care about the kitchen, they take care about the family, they don't have a job. Okay, so politics was always present in movies. Okay, but the thing is that most of the time, first of all, it was present as an undertone, okay? Because if you watch the first Superman movie, okay, yes, you have Superman wielding an American flag, but the movie is not about American supremacy, it's about a superhero, okay? The movie was not made for political propaganda. It's a superhero movie. Stop. Then the political environment of the time, the Cold War, influenced the movie, just like it did with Top Gun and any other movie with, I don't know, 007, whatever. The thing, but today you have big corporation making movie for the sake of political propaganda. Okay? And this is something entirely new in the Western world. This is something that it was made in the Soviet Union, okay, in communist China, in Nazi Germany. This is not something that typical of democracy, and this is very concerning because it may be a sign that we are slowly but steadily cruising toward a kind of corporate dictatorship where corporations fund entertainment and so they control entertainment, where big corporations own the news and they control the news, like Bezos own the New York Times, okay? And they control politics with political donations and corruption. So it's a bleak sign.
Yeah, we don't want.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right?
Want to be reactionaries, okay, but this is just our opinion, and maybe we can explore in depth this argument in another podcast. But well, we went sideways, and but the point is that this movie, in my opinion, it's an overhyped mess. It's just good because there are people who are good at making movies. For me, it's just a 7. I don't see it as an 8.
I would say a 5, just because Ryan Gosling and the "I'm Just Ken" song. But I didn't like the movie or anything else about this movie.
Yeah.
It's the jokes aren't even funny, so you're not going to have a good time, except for Gosling literally beam and I'm Just Ken.
I mean, you are free to watch
my
it,
opinion, in my opinion,
and tell us if you have another point of view, what you think about our thoughts. You are free to do that. We are here to have a discussion, but don't be afraid to say that it's not good. Okay, don't be afraid to go against the masses who are brainwashed, maybe brainwashed into thinking that it is good just because it was released with Oppenheimer. Okay, just use your critical thinking. Just be rational. Okay, I know that art is supposed to be objective, but subjective. But right now, use your objectivity and see through the lies which are portrayed on this movie.
The peer pressure.
Yeah.
The peer pressure of, if you don't like this movie, you're a misogynist monster. Like,
either you are a woman or a man. You are good. Okay, you don't have to show the world that you are good. You are good. You have a family. If you don't have a family, you have friends. Okay, you don't have to prove that you are good at your job. The job isn't even your purpose. Okay, don't be influenced. Don't change your personality just because someone else is telling you to do it. Just be yourself and appreciate what you have and expose what is wrong and fiend. After this podcast, which has been a bit intense, maybe be like that. We didn't expect it to be about politics and conspiracies or 1984. We just wanted to talk about a movie, and we just want to talk about movies. I hope that you like it and that you appreciate the fact that you can have another side, another point of view about the matter. And that's it. I don't know. Would you like to say something to
That's
cap it
it.
up?
No, I agree
Well,
with everything.
usually we will. I mean, last time we left you with a more cheerish tone, and we are going to try it right now. So, obviously, you can press the button, subscribe, and follow us. We are on social medias also, and we can also you can also comment. You can share, and if you want, you can check out the other podcast about Avatar, The Way of Water. Next time we will talk about. Don't forget about what?
Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell.
Yeah. Lorenzo like to repeat those things. I get it. Subscribe, okay?
And that you are Kina.
Yeah.
Don't forget you are Kina.
You are Kina. Yeah. So last time the hashtag was never. It's never enough. And this time it's never enough.
Enough.
So
it's never enough.
Have a nice whatever. I don't know where you are from, and we'll see you later.
See you later.
And so peace.
Peace.